What is up, Cobra Kai fans? Welcome back to Cobra Kai Nation. How are we doing on this very interesting Tuesday night for me? Yeah, can't believe we're already at the end of March. What the hell? It's not going to be long till we get some more news on season 6. But in the meantime, I actually today wanted to talk to you guys about your expectations on season 6. We've talked about theories, we talked about many of our predictions. I've still got loads of news to cover for season 6. So many other things that I haven't uploaded. So I will be uploading something else today or tomorrow. But we have a lot of good stuff to talk about. So I want to ask you guys about what are you expecting for this season? What do you want to see? And any questions? Because this will be a fun one. I see a lot of you guys in the streams. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? What's good, Jim? I like this. Imagine no one wins a Sekai Tucker. I just come in and win it. That would be the biggest twist. Would be pretty crazy, right? What's up, Ben? How you doing, brother? Been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while, Bryce. Yeah. Sup. Okay, this is something I actually have a video planned on. I have a theory on how they could do that, but I don't think they're gonna do it unless they think Hector is very like important for next season, like as in if he is to return. But I would like that, yeah. What is this feature? What is this? I don't know what this is. Sorry, StreamYard's got some cool new things. I haven't even like seen this. This is actually really cool. If I want to add anybody, I could put that person in the corner. Cody, if you want to join, buddy, I could test out this new feature on StreamYard. Which I like. I want to see Kenny apologize to Robbie for barking up the wrong tree. I think Kenny will definitely speak to Robbie because at the end of season 5, you know, Robbie went up to Kenny and he was about to talk to him, and Kenny's like, "Not now, I need time." And then Tori spoke to Robbie saying, "You know, he'll come around," type of thing. I'm sure he will. I think it's a matter of time until he does that. I was speaking to someone about this earlier on, and I definitely think Judy Pierce needs to return because she would be a great character to not only bring back, but it really brings the whole Karate Kid Miyagi legacy full circle because she was part of that. And even though people say what they say about the next Karate Kid movie, she was the one good thing about it. At least, I mean, there's some other characters that were good in it, but she was the main reason why it was great, other than Miyagi, of course. So I really want to see Julie return, even for a cameo, because right now I think the minimum you're gonna get is a cameo. I don't think she's gonna have a big role because I think it's gonna be thrown in too much with season 6, and we've got so many arcs to close, so many ones to address, and for the future, you know, when they're planning spin-offs, maybe with certain characters or you know with the Miyagi prequel, they need to finalize certain stories. I mean, with Daniel and Johnny, if there is a spin-off set after Cobra Kai, I expect them to have cameos or they'll return for that reunion that they have with the cast because they'll probably do a Cobra Kai movie, and I think that'd be amazing. But other than the movie, I think you gotta go all out and bring Julie. I think it'd be great, and she could even appear again in that film after the series ends. So that'd be awesome. Yeah, another big one, Kreese as Silva. I want to see that. I think everybody wants to see that. It's a no-brainer, really. Kreese and Silva do need to fight, I think, to bring the whole Cobra Kai Dojo legacy full circle because these guys are really what Cobra Kai started with. And other than Sensei Kim and understanding Kim Sung Young with all that stuff, it's literally these two. These are the guys that brought it to America. And I think Cobra Kai would fully die if they're not around. I mean, Johnny knows it, but he's done with it. And he won't forget what he's learned, but he isn't, by default, a full on Cobra Kai like his past self was, but not anymore. And he's gravitated towards, more Miyagi Do, and he's got Eagle Fang, which is his own thing. But in a sense, he is going more towards Miyagi Do now. So he's not Cobra Kai material anymore. He really is coming into his own. That's the evolution of Johnny. Okay, so at the end of season 5, what would have happened to them because they be the hell out of Johnny? Do you think they get arrested or escape? I mean, that's a interesting question. I would, well, they were knocked out when Johnny and Mike were there, but I assume they were just knocked out while by the time Mike and Johnny, um, got back to the dojo. But I do think, um, oh, Johnny and Mike and Chosen, sorry, yeah. So I think the senseis, I mean, they could just go back to Korea and maybe get away with it, or depending on what Sensei Kim does, because I don't think she's staying in the valley. I think she's gonna go to Korea with Kreese, and I think Kreese needs to lay low. But I think she'll think of this plan already, knowing Silver's been potentially got all these issues. I don't think she would want to get involved anymore with Cobra Kai. And maybe the Kreese comes knocking on her door, not literally, but like he goes to the dojo, Sensei Kim's there. And then she kind of figures out that's John Kreese, the one that she was actually hoping to see when she came to the valley to join Cobra Kai and help Silver. So yeah, I talked about this in my last video that Tori and Sam need to have respect for each other in season 6, and they need to at least have that level of respect that is a friendship, but you don't need to go to like sister level, like the brother dynamic they have with Robbie and Miguel, because that's unique in itself. You don't need to copy it with Sam and Tori, but you at least need them to respect each other. They can be friends, but they don't need to feel like sisters. And that's the difference with that and the Miguel Robbie dynamic. So I think that is what they'll probably do with it. Um, which is quite refreshing. And I mean, I want them to get close, but you don't want it to be the whole copying with Miguel and Robbie. Um, but yeah, great characters, and yeah, can't wait to see what they do with those two. Um, Cody, what's up, Ron? You're always watching it in school. I love the commitment. I appreciate it. Do I think they'll address the pandemic? Nah, I don't think they ever will. It's not necessary for the story. And I think the creators were good. They made a good move not doing that. What's everybody's thoughts on John's recent tweet about season 6 picking up roughly a year after season 2's finale? That's quite interesting because season 2's finale, if I'm right, doesn't that take place in 2018? So that's okay. So season 6, I think it could take place September then, or October time. So sort of what I think season 3 took over from then till Christmas. So it could be the same timeline as that. Um but yeah, it's gonna pick up a year after that. So that's interesting. That will be in senior year as well for like, Sam, Miguel, Tori, Robbie. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Definitely expecting some crazy fights. I think we will get the craziest fights we've seen. I think the creators know that how important that is going to be. And hopefully we get that, the season 5 level or more. Tori joins Eagle Fang. That's an interesting one. I feel like she's gonna gravitate more to Miyagi though, but she is an ex Cobra, and Johnny's Eagle Fang does specialize in having ex Cobras, so I can see, I can definitely see it happening. I wouldn't mind her joining either dojo, but I think the combined dojo, Tori might be the first student that joins the combined dojo. So maybe Daniel and Johnny are talking to her about the dojo, and at that point, maybe right at the start of season 6, Tori wants to join, but she could be like thinking, well, which dojo am I joining? And then Daniel and Johnny, if they haven't decided at this point the name of the dojo and stuff, they probably look at each other and kind of look confused. But hopefully, she will be officially the first combined dojo student because that'd be really cool. It's a good legacy to have her as that first student in the combined dojo. Oh, definitely. Every season, I want to see characters that haven't interacted. Tori and Daniel needs to happen. Um, I want to see some more with Tori and Miguel because they haven't spoken since, they had that interaction in season 4, but that wasn't them talking. Season 5, they didn't have that. Um, the last time they spoke was season 3, so I want to see them talk. Tori and Miguel. I want to see Tori and Daniel. Loads of Tori and Sam. Anthony and Kenny is something we've seen, but we need to see it in a different way. This applies to interactions that are different from prior interactions as well. So think about that as well. And ooh, Kreese and Daniel, that's gotta happen, even though that already has. But you know what I mean? Like some more from that. Who else? Hmm. Well, Hector is one I'd like to see return, like a lot of us do, and he would have some great interactions with Johnny. Imagine him with Daniel and some other characters. That would be crazy. Um, Julie and Daniel, Julie with Johnny. That would be a cool one. That'd be interesting. Oh, Chosen versus Kim. I don't honestly expect that to happen, but that would be interesting. And I think that would be a fight. That would It would be a very deadly fight. I couldn't imagine them going half-assed on that. I don't see Miguel training Anthony as parallel to Robbie and Kenny, but I could see Sam, Robbie, or Eli training Anthony. See, that's a good point. Miguel hasn't really mentored anybody, but maybe there could be a dynamic where Robbie's understudy was Kenny, but Miguel and Robbie could train him together. But then obviously Robbie was teaching Anthony some stuff. I actually think Miguel and Robbie could play a huge part in being mentors to Anthony and Kenny and maybe training them together. And Anthony and Kenny can learn like from the Miguel and Robbie experiences, how those guys hated each other, how they had to, talk it out. And that's something that Robbie suggested to Anthony in season 5. I mean, to Kenny in season 5. You just got to talk it out, kind of that hatred in you, because it corrupts you. So yeah, I actually really do want to see that mentorship by Miguel and Robbie. That'd be awesome. Um, Eli and Dimitri could even be training Anthony. That'd be pretty cool. Because Kenny's probably going to be more in touch with his nerdy side. I can definitely see him, Anthony, Eli, and Dimitri being like good buddies. And I think Hawk will definitely like apologize, but Kenny will as well. And then yeah, I think Miguel and Robbie, that'd be cool if they both were like, yeah, we learned from our sensei's experience not to let that beef stay for so long, and you know what karate has taught them, and that will probably inspire Anthony and Kenny hopefully to actually understand things. Um, sorry, my phone is buzzing, so let me just put that on mute. It's just one of my things. Um, but yeah, I would. That's a very good one. I'd like to see that. Um, so Sam Abraham, thank you so much for the donation, man. I appreciate that. I think the first 2 or 3 episodes of season 6 will start off in the end of summer, then the rest episodes come back to school for senior year. You know, they could end season 6 with those guys finishing senior year, and then maybe the wedding is the last episode, or the wedding happens, because the whole Johnny Carmen situation, I want them to have that maybe in the last episode. That's a great way of bringing all the characters together, and it'll be nice. So I can definitely see um, that happening. Uh, yeah, I think it might. We might. Here's the thing: we might even get a bigger time jump between season 5 and 6. They could even do it over a few months, and I think it would be necessary because also it would make sense for the story, so they don't have to like try and do all those new character dynamics the same. They can pretty much establish them from the get go, not necessarily taking away development, but like with Kenny and Anthony, we kind of want to get to the point with that, make it a little bit different from what we've seen previously. I think we'll see the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes. It could be just after. Um, the thing is though, Tanner's recently got a haircut, and this is a video I'm actually dropping soon. So I'm guessing because of that, Tanner is going to be doing a lot of what am I saying? I mean, Tanner's cut his hair recently. A fan had met him and Miriam did Disneyland, I believe. So his hair looks very similar from the season 5 finale. So it might not even take place very long after season 5. But with a time jump, depending how they style his hair, he could still technically have a haircut because during the time jump he can have a haircut. And I'm just curious, is Miguel gonna keep his hair the same, or is Shola gonna get a haircut? Because he's still got his hair very, very long. So, if we see him get a haircut this month or next month, I definitely think they're gonna have a not they probably won't have a time jump then, but it will be interesting to see because I'm sure he's gonna get one. I'm just so curious what his hairstyle is gonna be because Robbie's looks the same as season 5, but it does look a little bit longer. But pretty much the same, and I like how they change their style every season, with their hair. It's like evolution. Cinematic language. I'd like to see Judy come back at the end and set up a spin-off with her. I don't know if a spin-off would happen so quickly with Julie. I think you would have to build this universe more for her to have a spin-off. That's honestly how I see it. Uh, Again, Judy's a great character, but it's not like with Johnny. Johnny had such an angle. We barely knew anything about Johnny in the Karate Kid, and then the show actually tapped into something that we needed to see, like Johnny's story, his side of things, his perspective, and it worked very well. And thanks to the creators and all the writing team, we have a brilliant show of Cobra Kai. But Julie's is kind of more difficult because she could have been more in Cobra Kai, but it's not about her. Um, yeah. How cool would it be if they did a spin-off of Cobra Kai focusing on San Miguel's romance storyline? I don't think we need that. Um, like all this romancy stuff, like the genre would be very different with that. And I just don't think they would waste the spin-off with just those two characters. I think they would have to do more. But if that's what you generally like, fair enough. But I just don't think we would need that personally. Um, mm, because I do want a spin-off with some of the characters. Like, obviously, this is me just being such a fan, but Miguel and Robbie spin-off and Sam and Tori together. That would be a cool spin-off. But I think the next, like after the show ends, and other than the spin-off, when they actually do a reunion and bring all the cast, and maybe we get this reunion in 2028. I can see them doing that for the 10th anniversary. They have a slight break from Cobra Kai, so a few years, and then they'll pick it up with that. or they announce it like maybe 4 years after 3 or 4 years after like the show has ended, they could announce the film is happening. And then yeah, like with Teen Wolf last year, they announced the film was happening and it was coming out in January this year. And I can see them doing the same thing. So yeah, with Cobra Kai's legacy, there's a lot more to come, but I think this is just a spin-off that we wouldn't see. Um, unless they want to do a whole universe on the Marvel scale with loads of shows and all that, you know. What's your opinion on Save Silver? Save him. Save him. No, I'm kidding. I have seen this on Twitter, but like, um, it is kind of funny, but like, he did do some bad stuff, and I do have to hold Kreese accountable for that because he brought that side back to Silver, but Silver didn't need to go that far, you know. But yeah, I think hopefully they could redeem him, but at this point, I'm not sure if that's what they want to do. Uh, Robbie and Miguel should kick Johnny to the curb. They're both better off that. Miguel should have cut Sam loose. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sir, I don't think that is a very good suggestion. I don't know about that one. I think that is a wild take, my guy, JG Gibson. That's a wild one. Yeah, I think Kenny could join as well. I mean, he might have a little break from karate, but I think he'll definitely come back to a dojo. Uh, okay, I just have to clear this up. There's a few people that have seen videos about characters getting pregnant. I'm sorry, none of that's happening. These guys, Sam, Tori, they're like, dude, they're like 16, 17. They're not gonna get pregnant and have babies. They're not at that age. So any theories on that, please stop talking about stuff like that. It's very weird. That I'm sorry, Scott, but that's just not happening. Whoever said that. Yeah, I saw a bit of that live, and Hayden was really teasing it. He was really teasing it. So, um, I don't want the twists to be. I don't want it to be like, oh, someone that's in Cobra Kai and like was redeemed is now like bad. I don't think it'll be like that though. I think the twist might be how Kreese, you know, how he's gonna get revenge. Maybe a twist with Silver. There'll probably be quite a few twists, you know. So we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, that is crazy. Uh, if we get a twist that's like something no one had seen coming. Imagine if the twist is, oh, we're getting a season 7. um, that'd be pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean that's when season because season 2. I'm trying to remember because it starts in 2018 and then it takes place over like I'm trying to think. I think season 1 and 2 take over a few months. So a year later would be September 2019. Yeah, it would take place September 19 because it's a year later. Um, it's crazy the timeline is a year and the show's been gone over 6 years. But the timeline itself is only a year. Yeah. Me and the chosen one have been saying this. We even got into debates with some of our friends about he's gonna have. They've been setting it up. Like Anthony is gonna have a payoff. I mean, Daniel said it to him in season 4 in the dojo. One day I see you protecting this family, and he was. What was the thing he was doing right before Daniel said that? He was looking at the scroll that chosen and gave Daniel. And we still don't know who is going to use that technique. But the fact Anthony opened the scroll and read that, he literally saw it. I'm not assuming he's going to know what it means because we don't know his knowledge of Japanese language. But if he did, that would be pretty crazy. Um, but they didn't show any of that, of course. Um, I don't think. Here's the thing, though. I don't think they're gonna include the pandemic in the storyline. Like, why do they need to? It's not. There's shows that have probably taken places in that timeline, but they don't have COVID in it. Um, you don't need to add COVID in. Like, why does it add to the story? It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't serve a purpose either. Unless they're trying to, do something around COVID. Like, it has to actually be relevant. So I don't understand why you would include COVID. Like, it's a distraction for the main story as well. So I just don't think it's needed. Uh, I mean, yeah, they have to. They have to every season, but this season is very definitive. This is how you finish the series. It's a big one. This isn't a season finale only. This is a series finale. So season 6 is going to have a very big one. Um, that's a good one. Tori and Yasmin. I can see Yasmin sort of being like, "Oh, why is this Tori girl like over here, like hanging with us now and stuff?" And then I can just imagine Sam sort of butting in like, "Oh, leave her alone" or something, or just no, Tori's cool. It's sort of like how Eli was. Robbie's over there. Miguel, say the word, I'll kick his ass. And then Miguel's like, no, me and Robbie, we're cool. Like, I can see the same thing happening. And then maybe Tori like kind of smiles or says, yeah, back off, Blondie. Otherwise, you want to have, or unless you want to get another wedgie. I can imagine Tori saying that, and Sam's like, oh, that'd be kind of funny. That would be pretty funny. Nesta, yes, let's get him back. He was funny. But I don't think they're using that strip mall anymore. Because I actually visited that filming location, but I what's interesting is they've boarded up the doors and you can't see anything on the inside. So that's just an empty block. So never know if they do anything there, but I don't think they're going to focus on the valley that much this season. So oh, what's up, Sam? How you doing, buddy? I hope you've been well. Oh yeah, I mean, filming essentially starts in May, so we've got only a few months to go, and we'll get that official confirmation by the creators once they've started, and we'll get those posts. They know this journey is the last season for Cobra Kai, so they will definitely want to remember it and make everybody appreciate that journey even more. Um, Hawk and Kenny, we need to see that for sure. I definitely want to see that happen. Oh, again. We could maybe have a moment, but I don't think they will fight. But it would be pretty crazy. What if Johnny gets close to killing him this time? Um, and then he actually shows mercy to show Kreese, because he technically did in the start of season 2 when they had that fight. Oh my god. Sorry, Cody. I love you, bro, but you're getting your ass beat. um, I kind of want to see a Daniel Tor interaction. Maybe if episode 1 takes place right after Daniel Tor's injuries. Yeah, I can see Daniel sort of because Daniel and Sam were so against Tori. Amanda's the one that opened up to Tori and really supported her, and even let her in her own house, despite her stance on Tori in season 3. So that dynamic in season 4 was nice. I can definitely see Amanda basically having more of a there could be some interesting stuff there next season, and I think Sam is gonna tell Amanda about the stuff she realizes with Tori, and Amanda's gonna be happy that they've found like a respect for each other, perhaps. I think Daniel's gonna be the last one to really interact with Tori like that, but I think by that point, Amanda and Sam would have convinced him that Tori is not that same person, and that Sam doesn't have that issue anymore with her. I think Daniel will be happy, and maybe he does his Miyagi magic on Tori and kind of says to her like, "I know you're not in Cobra Kai anymore, but you know, with all that stuff, that'd be interesting." Uh, so I think I need to catch up on a few stuff. What's up, Max? How you doing? Well, they're gonna focus on the current characters. It's not about the new characters. It's literally about the characters that have been around from the start of the series. It always will be for season 6 because that's what matters most. Um, I mean, that is something I do want to see. Sato versus Kim Sung Young. I think Kim Sung Young would have probably beaten him. Um, would even be crazy if because I don't think Miyagi ever knew who he was unless he did. Because Chosen did. So that might make me think, did Miyagi know about him? But never. He never probably thought he was connected to Cobra Kai. Probably just thought no chance. Uh, when do I expect? Well, this is something important, I guess. But I think season 6. I think I honestly think early next year. Actually, not early next year. Sorry, I can see May 2024 being the release date because not only that's when the first season of Cobra Kai came out. I also think that's okay. What the hell happened there? Oh my god. Oh my god, RJ. You guys saw RJ. I actually forgot to change that. RJ is gonna be like, what the hell? But no, to answer your question, Jim, um, I honestly think May next year because it means there's enough time for them to promote season 6, and also we need to have proper marketing this time. We've got to go all out. I, I really want to see them market season 6 better than any season of Cobra Kai. It's so important. Um, and I think we can all agree um it's definitely one of the most sorry, that RJ thing cracked me up. It's definitely one of the most important things we need to remember. The marketing. Netflix, please market this last season the best you can. Sony as well. You guys got that job. Um yeah, May 2024, I think I'd like to see it release. It'd be a good time. Um I don't even think Kai is gonna go back to Cobra Kai. I don't even know if we're gonna see him next season. Um, I kind of hope we do because he's a funny character, but I know a lot of people have been saying like, what is he gonna do next season? Like him in the Sekai Sekai? If he joins those guys, I mean, he was playing victim and he was saying how cultish Cobra Kai was, but he was part of it because he was saying that to the detective, um, in the season 5 finale. Sean will join Eagle Fang. Kenny's brother? I don't think he would. I just hope it doesn't suck. Hey, Joshua, I think all of us can agree on that. I don't think any of us will expect that, but we want it to be a very strong finish. I mean, they're deciding to finish with 6, so it's gonna have to be strong, whilst the story's fresh as well. Um, I mean, I think that could happen. I was saying they might release 2 volumes like with Stranger Things 4. Uh, no, Charlotte doesn't need to cut his hair. I honestly wanna see I actually really want to see Sholo keep that hair. That would be cool, but it's just gonna feel weird if he gets a haircut because every season Miguel's hair gets longer. Like he went from being such short, had such short hair, no, you know, he doesn't actually have any facial hair in the show, but he will constantly grow his hair and then have no facial hair. Like I think it's cool just seeing his hair grow and like you see season one Miguel, then you see season six. Like he's growing a lot. You know, he's got more muscle and his hair's growing. It shows growth to the character, and I like that. That is never happening. They even teased that as a joke. In well, not a joke, but in Sam's dreams, like an evil Sam. That's like the closest you're gonna get to seeing Sam in Cobra Kai. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I think that he's gonna dye the hair though. I think he'll have to dye it for Cobra Kai unless they let him have black hair and they just sort of address it. Uh, that would be. I actually think he could go back to that hairstyle. I don't even think I'll be surprised if we could see Robbie and Miguel go back to their hairstyles where they were the best at their in terms of karate. Like you gotta be honest, season four Robbie was he was probably the best in terms of his fighting. Miguel could say season five because he knows Miyagi Do by that point, as well as Cobra Kai. Um, and I know people say season two Miguel, but he didn't know Miyagi Do. Um, Robbie and Miguel both know both styles now, so that in season five they actually were better fighters than they were in season two. Eli in season four as well. I mean, these guys are. What you need is that aggression from season two Miguel, the aggression from season three Hawk, and the aggression from season four Robbie in the Sekai Take. That's something we need to see. Yeah, I mean any style would be cool, but I just don't want him to go super short. I think the medium length really looks cool, but I don't even mind his hair being longer, like how Sheldon normally has it now. That'd be cool. Oh, what's up, Dimmy? How you doing? Oh my god. I need I just saw your comment, Adam. Wait, I'm trying to catch. Oh wow, I'm really behind, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, the teen stuff, all the drama, Tristan. We don't need it. We don't need it. Shamoon versus Miguel. Oh my god, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? That'd be crazy. Um. I mean that take you said was very. Uh, yeah, JG. That take you said was wild. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. That wasn't a good take. um. What's up, Cobra Kai Canada? How you doing, man? I don't think they're gonna do that. I think you built the show where it is now. Uh you can't like you can't go back from it. I mean, season five has made a lot of things clear, so we need to go more into it though. So yeah, I don't think they'll do that. Oh, I just oh yeah, sorry, I'm so behind. I'm like 4 minutes behind with comments. um Oh, it was so sometimes my it's really weird, but sometimes my webcam and my mic disconnect off StreamYard. I don't know when it happens. It's even happened during interviews. It's freaking annoying, but it just happens. Uh Oh, that was funny. I kind of want Eli to get rid of the Mohawk and Hawk persona. It doesn't really have a purpose anymore. He already got his confidence back. So he won't accept what he was. Oh, he's got a faux Hawk now. I don't know what style he'd have next season, but he just might as well keep it. It's just the colors that will change, I think. Might go to a style that's just like black or another color. Not sure. Oh, what if like so imagine if Miguel, Eli, Robin, Sam, they're in like the locker room or one of the guys and like a bunch of like Sensei Kim's students come in and they're like insane, like more insane than like Dutch was with Daniel in the first Karate Kid. Could you imagine that? And they're trying to like scare Miguel and Robbie or one of those guys before the fight. And then Miguel and Robbie, they like absolutely beat the living crap out of them and win. That'd be funny. Uh oh, that's sorry, that RJ thing. So funny. Um, I'm just gonna try and catch up with your stuff, guys. Uh, you'll win the Sekai Taka. Oh, it's gotta be if they're doing the whole if they're doing mixed division, then it probably will be Robbie or Miguel. But if it's, but I'd say Robbie first, then Miguel. If it's there's strong reasons. Robbie needs to win, and this title, he's learned that with him, it wasn't about winning. It was really about his father's relationship, um, with Johnny. And then Miguel, he actually won the first trophy, and he kind of started this series off with being Johnny's understudy, so he could win. He's very similar to Daniel as well. So if he was a two-time champ, but he won a world title, that'd be crazy. But there's also a chance no one wins from our group. You know, Miyagi Fang. Maybe none of them win. Um, with obviously the girls, Sam or Tori, it's got to be one of them. Thoughts about the mid-season fight? Oh, that's an interesting one. Now, I could definitely see maybe there being an adult mid-season fight, or it could even be some preparation to the Sekai Takai. Some crazy stuff happens. Like maybe they're in, maybe they go to visit Korea, to get an idea of what the Sekai Takai is. No, sorry, they go to Japan. They're in. Let's say they go to Okinawa. They train, but then they go to the actual location of that. Imagine like you know they visit there and then they're just in another part of Japan and they run into some sort of trouble. This is actually a hard one to predict. Um, the mid-season fight might not even be in the Valley. It could just be in Japan because I think the students will go to other than Cobra Kai students or Sensei Kim and Creeds. I think those guys will go to Okinawa. They'll reunite with Chosen students. Chosen will introduce them to Daniel and Johnny students. It would look so cool. They train there. I really want them to come to London as well. I hope they can do that. That'd be cool. I've got some really cool ideas for the Sekai Takai, and I think the pairings that we saw in season 5 that we will see in season 6, that's definitely gonna have a big part in the next few the next season is gonna be massive. Um yes. I think it's gonna be like Bloodsport. You know, it just made me think about this because Carla was what and the Cobras were watching it in season 4, the drive-through cinema. What if Carla isn't actually part of any of the dojos, but he actually goes to the Sekai Tokai and watches it, and he sort of gets that glimpse of Bloodsport. He's like, "Damn, this shit's like Bloodsport, man." I can see him. I can definitely see Carla doing that, and that would be pretty crazy. Uh, but yeah, I think it's one of those things, you know. Um, I don't think the Sekai Takai is going to be anything like the All Valley. I think it's going to really ramp up, and I can't wait to see the promo for it. That's going to be exciting now. That's going to be very exciting. Um, um, My expectations are another lifetime ban for Cobra Kai, Miguel winning the Sakai tournament, and Dutch getting paroled. We could see Dutch, but I know the creators, from what they've said previously, they've tried to get him on board, but he hasn't really budged. Um, but that'll be cool. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, I hope we see Dutch, but there's a bigger chance we might not. Would be cool. Um, I absolutely love the eagle fangies they made for the show. Frank Helmer, the costume designer, and everybody else that worked with him and his team. You guys did a phenomenal job. But they're gonna go all out. I know for a fact on the season 6 gis. That is something I'm personally excited for. The design for that is going to be huge. It's going to be bigger than any other gi design for me. I hope it's better than those designs because what they could do is incorporate the styles that worked, or I mean, they could incorporate a bit of that Miyagi Do, bit of Eagle Fang, combine that and have this such a unique style. That'd be really cool if they did that. Um, yeah, Kyler would get bodied, I think. Like, technically, he does know more martial arts than from what we know, yeah. Um, but yeah, I think Sean. I actually do want to see Sean for next season. That's definitely something important, I think, and yeah, we definitely got to see that. Uh, but yeah, I think I'll take a few more questions, guys, and then I'm gonna head off. Um, I'll probably be back tomorrow for another stream, and I might do a draft, something cool. Uh, Something Cobra Kai related. I'm actually thinking of doing a combination with that and another film, sort of like a crossover. Um, I'm just trying to think what we could do, but yeah, I'll have a look. But yeah, I think if there's no more questions, I think we'll be good here. So yeah, thank you guys for joining tonight. Really appreciate it. We'll definitely be back for another stream, and hope you guys all have a great evening. Take care. Hope you stay safe. Enjoy life, and I will see you next time.
Hello?
Hey.